Hello, beautiful humans. How are you? Welcome back to my. I am Kumi, and in this journey of me trying to recover my artistic self back is just me posting videos of what I learned in that particular week. If you resonate with it, great. If you don't, you might still want to learn how to, not tell a story. Everything is a learning experience, right? In this week, and how it redefined certain definitions for me. The first word that it redefined for me was anger. Now, for me, anger has always been something that you keep inside, deep inside you, something that you don't forgive people for, something that makes you angry but you cannot show it in public. You break stuff, shout, but in a very, very gentle and soft tone. Julia Cameron redefined for me what anger meant. Anger is a friend. And I was confused as to how can anger be my friend? How can anger, anything that is so destructive in nature, be my friend by any means? And the answer was simple. Anger is a map. It's a map of our boundaries. It's a map of who we are and what we want, which are not met completely. Anger is a direction. Anger shows you the way, where it's hurting, why it's hurting. Anger shows us the areas, the boundaries that we let other people overstep in our life. And that's beautiful. And from that point on, every time I would get angry, I would like to redirect. Why is it triggering me? Why is it that something is hurting me so bad? What is it? It also tells us that anger is this friend of ours that tells us when we've betrayed ourselves. Anytime you're angry, just breathe in and breathe out. And remember, it's just telling you that somewhere or the other you let other people break the boundaries you have formed for yourself. Completely fine to be angry or valid, but the only thing is that you have to listen to it. Anger is something that you listen to. Anger is something that you act upon, not act out on. Next word that it redefined for me was shame. I was always shamed for being angry. I was always shamed for throwing tantrums. I was always shamed for expressing myself. I was always shamed to dress up the way I like to dress up, because here's the definition that comes in. Shame is an attempt to stop others from behaving in a way that embarrasses us. This showed me how most of the people live in their own head. They are projecting what goes in here, and shame is exactly that. No, shame is not beautiful. Shame is not beautiful. Never project your shame onto someone else, because work on it. Work on your shame. Why is it embarrassing you? Why is it that you feel is not worth embracing? Oftentimes when I'm recording these videos, I'm recording it at a time when everybody is asleep in the house. Since I had to go out today and I had to record the video, I thought I'd record it in the afternoon, when everybody's up and about. And I tried 3 to 4 times to record this video, but I would be so ashamed that someone will see me like this, someone will judge me. And right now she did see me. I felt a sense of relief, and I felt a little bit emotional too, as to, how I was just projecting onto myself that I have to be perfect. How can people see me like this? And that is what shame is. Shame was put into you by people who would want you to be ashamed of something they cannot do. So I feel like shame is this virus, equates to death of a self-concept or creativity, which later finds a new host. Your immune system is strong enough if you have good balance, you know your worth, you know your value, you know what you bring to the table is something so unique that nobody else can. You will never allow that shame to take over you. Remember that. And I think that is why art is also associated with shame. a lot of shame, because the act of making art is exposing the society. Most of the art expresses our deepest desires, our deepest hurt, and that is why society shames it, because there is something, art provokes that shame in people. We do not want to hear what we are so shameful of. We want to hush it down, put it under a rug. And if someone gives us that message, someone points out our shamefulness, what we are shameful of, we try to kill that messenger. Rather than introspecting about why we are shameful about it, we kill the messenger. We try to get angry at the messenger, that in this place is the artist. We often get angry on the artist who makes an art that's very provocative, very thought-provoking, very much showing the dark side of the society, because nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see the dark side. Everybody wants the good old unicorn, rainbows, but nobody wants to see the dark. And the moment people show it, people shame them. Why? Because they cannot bear to see something that they've hidden in themselves so deep down, being surfaced out and being shown to everyone. Again, stating out the fact that everybody lives in their own mind. Everybody just projects what they think about them and how it is associated with them, and they project it externally. Now, a few weeks back, I came across this picture which said, growth is like a dance. It's 2 steps forward and 1 step backwards. It's like this beautiful rhythm in life. It's not something like a pendulum, but it's more like how a snake moves. You know how its body goes like back and forth, and it's actually moving forward. You have to look inside, you have to introspect to actually move forward in life. Growth is not something that just comes in today and then it never shows up. Growth happens today, then it'll happen 2 days later. Or growth happens in spurts. You have to keep growing, you have to keep evolving. That is the entire concept of growth. This definition is teaching you is that on the days that you take a step back, be a little kinder to yourself. We're not robots. That is exactly what makes us human, that we take 2 steps forward and we come back 1 step, and we introspect and we learn, and then again we take 2 steps forward. To practice something, we have to work, we have to rise, we have to fall again. To learn anything, you're going to fail at it at some point, and then again you'll have to get back up again. And the more times you get back up again is the more you are trying to grow in it. And that is the beauty of growth. Talk about how synchronicities work. Most of us try to brush it off as something that's impossible, but that is what it said. The universe is actually actively listening to what you want and what you don't want, and it's listening through your actions, through your energies. It was raining outside and I really wanted to just be in the rain for some time, but I also had to go take a bath because I had just exercised and I was sad about it. And that is when, out of the blue, my mom calls me and she's like, you have to go and get this stuff from the market. And initially I was like, I don't want to go, I have to take a bath and all. And that is when it suddenly hit me. That was universe's way of telling me that you get to spend more time in the rain, so you better go. And I went. And that is what synchronicity is. It's like, take a leap of faith and the net will appear. These videos that I'm making is similar to that. I'm taking a leap of faith. I'm just creating for the sake of creation. At times I get angry, at times I get sad, but I'm still creating. Baby yourself. Take care of that artist child within you, because that is something that we as adults need to change in ourselves. We cannot wait externally for some external help to show up in the form of a people or something. Yes, it will show up, but at first we have to help ourselves. We have to be the safe space for artist child to actually flourish in. So baby yourself, take care of yourself, and do not be harsh on yourself, please. Thank you and bye.